Good morning. This is my very first vlog, but I thought what better time to let you guys know a little bit about what I just did on the 22nd of December. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm all about waking up looking as put together as possible because every 5 minutes counts when you're hitting that snooze alarm. So for the last few years, I've been looking to get my eyebrows tattooed. That's what I thought it was when I first started looking into it, as maybe you might think it's tattooing as well, but I can definitely go over a few of the things that I learned through the process of elimination on what I was actually looking for. So I started hearing about microblading. I'm sure most of you know what microblading is. If you don't, it's just tiny little hair strokes that they put in with a needle. And there's a few other different ways to get it done, but that's what I thought I wanted. I actually ended up getting full powder. So there's actually 5 different things that you can do when it comes to your eyebrows, so semi-permanent makeup. And the first one that I found out about was probably like you, microblading. Very popular. A lot of people have it. A lot of people are super happy with it too. It just depends on your face, your skin, what you're looking for. As I started to do a little bit more research for myself, I found out about ombre powder, which is what I thought I was gonna get, and it's not what I got. So I ended up getting full powder. So what full powder is it's more of a look like you're getting your eyebrows completely filled in versus when you get your microblading, you're gonna get the little strokes in there. The full powder looks more like this. Maybe I'll show here. And I'll tell you a little bit about why they might look a little patchy because I'm only 11 days in. So I thought I was getting ombre. Ombre would be the kind that from here to about here, you've got a little bit more lighter powder look to it. And ombre, same thing as your hair. You've got the darker and then it goes to the lighter. So it's the same thing with your eyebrows. That's actually not how I do my makeup. So I decided that I would do something a little bit more closer to what I do when I do my makeup. So what's the point in getting something that's super, super natural when I'm just gonna fill them in anyways? So I went to go to get them microbladed originally. I tried to get into a lady downtown Vancouver. She was fully booked. It was a bit of a nightmare trying to book anything with her actually, because it's not like you even get on a list. Sorry, Mama needs coffee. You don't get on a list. She opens up her booking schedule to be part of a lineup when you go in at the very beginning of the month. So it was at 10 o'clock in the morning, you gotta log on, you gotta wait your turn, then the calendar opens up to you, and for 3 months in a row, there was nothing available for me, completely booked up. And this was 3 years ago. So I decided, okay, I'm clearly not going to her. I was just too impatient. It's funny, 3 years later, I finally get it done. So impatience, I guess, I could have probably got in to see her. I'm glad I didn't, because microblading wasn't for me. So every time I saw someone with, like, of course, beautiful eyebrows, I would say, where did you get them done? I'd ask a lot of questions because that's something that I do a lot of. I never rush into anything, no purchases, no beauty things. I do a lot of research before I actually do it. So I started collecting Instagram accounts and following people and businesses and brow bars and all that kind of stuff, and finally found one that I really, really loved. Her business name is inkbrowbar. Her name is Nikki. She's lovely. I actually have a girlfriend going to see her on the 11th of January, so she's pretty excited too. And so basically what I was calling around to find out about was nanoblading. So remember before at the beginning I told you that there's quite a few different ways to have your semi-permanent eyebrows done, and nanoblading is one of them. So nanoblading is actually a smaller needle that they use, so you get smaller strokes. Can be a lot more natural for, let's say, someone like myself. I've got very thin, fine hair, so of course my eyebrows would be very close to the same thing. Thin, fine. So microblading, the reason why microblading isn't good for me is because the hairs don't match. They don't match my hairs. So you probably could tell that it's done, right? So it's not really the look I was looking for. I didn't want big caterpillars on my eyes. She did not do nanoblading, but she started telling me about this ombre, the ombre full powder, the two kinds. And so after we discussed for a little while, I decided that I would go with that. The reason being is because when it comes to microblading and powder tattooing, your microblading can last between 6 months and a year. I don't know about you guys. I don't want to spend $500 and have something last for 6 months. I would like it to last a little bit longer. So what I did was I did obviously more investigation and found out that the powder actually lasts a lot longer. You're looking at between 1 year and 3 years. So the reason why they've got that time frame is your skin type. So the type of skin that you have determines how well the permanent makeup's going to stay. So when it comes to your tattooing, the oilier of your skin, I don't know, that doesn't really sound right, does it? But I'll start making up words, don't worry. The oilier your skin is, the less the tattoo stays. So it basically starts to pull the pigment out with the oil. That sucks. So that might be something you want to think about before you spend all that money. So the more oily you are, not sure, you might want to just fill those bad boys in for the rest of your life. Sorry. Or hey, maybe you've got a lot of extra cash to burn. Hey, go for it. Do it every 6 months. Sounds good. It's not that painful either. Everybody's freaking out how painful it's going to be. It definitely is not. I didn't even need to have the numbing cream on. She did half of my service without the numbing cream. The only reason why she actually added it on halfway through was my skin started to reject what she was doing. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. She actually has to go in and do some touch up like normal. So that's the other thing you get done too. So you get your microblading or your powder done, and then 4 weeks later, and I'll tell you why 4 weeks in a second. 4 weeks later, what she does is she goes in, or he, depends on who you have, will go in and do your touch-up. So my touch-up will be for this eyebrow. If you can see, this eyebrow here doesn't really have that much of a point on it. It also isn't very defined up here like the other one. And right in here, we're missing the corners. So when we go over to this side, you'll see point right there. Got a nice arch here, and you can definitely see this in here, okay? Also, she's gonna darken up the places I just don't even have hair, so you can see where my hair is right here, and you can see where I don't have any hair, hence why I wanted to have this done. Okay, so back to the 4 weeks. The reason why you wait 4 weeks is, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe she doesn't have to darken it up too much, but apparently they only go through 2 layers of your skin. So you go through the first layer, the second layer, but a tattoo, like these guys, go through 3 layers of your skin, permanent. 2 layers, semi-permanent. It will come out. So the reason why they don't actually do permanent on your face is once the ink, especially brown and black, mix with your blood, it then turns blue later on. I don't know about you guys. Not looking for blue eyebrows. Myself, maybe there's some of you who would probably rock blue eyebrows like nobody's business, but it's not what I'm looking for. So that's why they don't do permanent. 4 weeks is enough time for your body to rejuvenate all of its skin cells, and it pushes through all the work that they did on the second layer. So right now, I'm only 11 days after I got it done. Apparently, this is the lightest they will be. So give it another couple of weeks and they'll start to really darken up and look a little bit more prominent. Fingers crossed. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous. I almost called her the other day freaking out because once the scabs were starting to come off, it actually looked like there was no tattoo underneath. So I was like freaking out, thinking maybe I was a total freak and, you know, my body wasn't wanting to take it, even though I've got tattoos. So I thought something could still be wrong with me. But anyway, I digress. So when it comes to making this choice, you've got lots of options. You've got that nano blading, which not a lot of places do it. I actually could not find any in Vancouver. You've got your microblading, really great for those ladies who have nice thick hairs on their face. The microblading will definitely look really good on you. And then you've got your ombre powder. It's that faded into darker, and then you've got your full powder, which is what I had done, where it's basically not as faded in the corners, and it's all very customizable. You can do a duo as well, so you can do a microblading and a shading as well. She told me it wasn't really something that would look good on me because once you got the shading over top, it would basically make the microblading go away. You'd pay all that extra money. It's really not that worth it. So I didn't bother. So that's a little bit about what I had done on my face. A little nerve-wracking when I decided to do it, but it's done and I'm excited and I'm happy. I'm really looking forward to vlogging a little bit more for you guys. I'm going to show you what my eyebrows look like, not filled in with like a pencil, in a couple more weeks and see if they've darkened up. So I'll take a picture now and then we'll compare it to the later. Hopefully by then I will have figured out how to put pictures up here. I'm still new to this whole thing, but yeah, a little bit about myself really quickly. Yeah, we got a couple minutes. Little bit about me. I am a mother of 2 and a wife to a husband. So I am in a house full of boys and men. So it's 1 against 3, but I wouldn't have it any other way. They're so amazing to me. I'm their little princess or queen, however you want to put it. I really think I'm just a really good maid, but they like it, so they keep me around. That's a little bit about my family. I also have a full-time career, so again, it's probably why you won't see a lot of vlogging from me every single day. I do go to a job that I absolutely adore. A great company that I've been with for coming up to 14 years actually, so I'm pretty happy there. But I really just wanted to share with people the things that I do. Design, interior decorating, fashion. I love luxury bags. That's something that I will definitely do some unboxings with you. I love makeup. I love hair. I love doing all of those different things. Anything kind of it's got a bit of a crafty sort of artsy feel to it. I'm definitely all over. A lot of my friends ask me to do tutorials for them, show them how to do things, help them with their makeup, and I thought that what better way than to share with everybody all at once how I do what I do. So love for you to put some comments in the bottom here and tell me what you want to hear about. Tell me what you want to have me do tutorials on. I'll show you around my house. We'll sneak into my mom's house because her place is really beautiful too. And the next couple of posts I'm gonna make, I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about how I put my bedroom together. It's not actually done, but that's part of the steps that I have when I do any kind of room. So we'll talk about that in a future post. Or it was really nice to see you guys. If you like what you saw today, just subscribe below. It's the red button on the right hand side, and please follow, make a comment. Of course, you know, my views aren't always the same as everybody else out there, but maybe me and you connect. So hopefully there's some posts in the future that you'll like. Anyway, chat with you guys soon. Bye.